Hello students, let's start pollination. See first pollination. Definition of pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of flower called as pollination. Simple definition. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of flower called as pollination. There are main two types of pollination. First self pollination and second cross pollination. See first self pollination. See the definition of self pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of same flower or another flower of same plant body called as self pollination. Then self pollination is again two types. First autogamy and second zootonogamy. See first autogamy. What is meant by autogamy? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of same flower called as autogamy. Right? See again, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of same flower called as autogamy. Auto means same. Example P. mirabilis. Second, zootonogamy. What is zootonogamy? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower of same plant body called as zootonogamy. Means here only one plant involved in this pollination process. In autogamy, single flower, and in zootonogamy, two flower but the plant body same. Right? So these are the two types of self pollination. Then see second type, cross pollination. See first definition of cross pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower produced on a different plant having similar or dissimilar species or varieties called as cross pollination. Cross pollination is again two types. First xenogamy and second hybridization. See first xenogamy. What is xenogamy? The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower produced on another plant belonging the same species called as xenogamy. Means here two plants are involved, but here the species is same called as xenogamy. Second, hybridization. Actually, hybridization is the artificial cross pollination. In hybridization, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower of another plant belonging to the different species or variety called as hybridization. See the best example of hybridization. For example, cross between potato and tomato. It gives the product pomato, right? So that is the hybridization. Okay, so these are the two types of cross pollination. Here the pollen grains are non-motile. So for transferring the pollen grains, some agents are required, and these agents are called as pollinating agents. So what is pollinating agents? The agents which transfer the pollen grain from anther to stigma called as pollinating agents. Here these pollinating agents two types. First abiotic and second biotic. Abiotic, it includes the non-living things, and biotic includes the living organism. Abiotic agents are again two types. First wind and second water. And biotic agents are of different types. First insect, birds, bats, snails, then ants and snails. Right? These are the different biotic agents. So depending on the type of pollinating agents, pollination process is again divided into the different types. See one by one. First type, anemophily. What is anemophily? Transfer of pollen grains by wind, then it is called as anemophily. Means here the pollen grains are transferred with the help of wind, right? Mostly this process present in monocot plants, that is wheat, rice, jawar, corn, etc. Right? So, which adaptations are present in flower or that plants for the pollination process? So, see the adaptations for anemophilous flower. The flowers are small, inconspicuous, colorless, without nectar and without fragrance. Okay, means here as the pollination process takes place with the help of wind, so the flowers are small, inconspicuous, and these are the colorless. They do not produce the nectar and fragrance. The pollen grains are light in weight because the pollen grains, these are transferred by wind, so here the weight of pollen grain is less. Then pollen grains are dry and they produce in large number. Why? Because there are chances of the wastage of pollen grains, so here pollen grains are produced in large number. Then stigma is feathery and the stamens consist the long filament and versatile anther. What is meant by versatile anther? When the filament attached to the anther at a point firmly, then it is called as versatile anther. Actually here there are three types of the anther depending on the attachment of filament to this anther. First, basifixed, second, dorsofixed, and third, versatile. What is meant by basifixed? When the filament is attached to anther at the base, then it is called as basifixed. When the filament attached to anther at dorsal side, then it is called as dorsifixed. And when the filament attached to anther dorsally at a point firmly, then it is called as versatile anther. Okay. So here in this anemophilus, the anther or stamens, they consist of long filament and anthers are versatile. So these are the floral adaptations for anemophilous plants, right? Then next time, hydrophily. What is hydrophily? If pollination process takes place with the help of water, then it is called as hydrophily. Mostly such pollination present in aquatic plants. For example, Vallisneria zostera. Right? See the examples of floral adaptations for such hydrophilous plants. Here the flowers are small and inconspicuous. Perianth and other floral parts are unwettable because these are surrounded or covered by the mucilaginous substance or wax-like substance, so these are totally unwettable. Also pollen grains are unwettable. Then nectar and fragrance is totally absent because the water, they do not need the nectar or fragrance, right? So these are the floral adaptations for hydrophilous flowers. Here the hydrophily is again divided into the two types. First, hypohydrophily and second, epihydrophily, means where the pollination process takes place. Depending on this condition, the hydrophily is again divided into the two types, hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. See first, hypohydrophily. Hypo means below, means here pollination process occurs below the surface of water. Here the pollen grains are heavier than water. Actually the specific gravity of pollen grain is controlled by the formation of one or more starch grains which are present in the pollen grains, right? So here specific gravity maintained by the formation of starch grain. So in hypohydrophily, pollen grains are heavier than water, so sink down and caught by the stigma of female flower and pollination processes takes place, right? Example, zostera. Then second type, epihydrophily. Epi means above, means here pollination process occurs above the surface of water, right? pollination process occurs above the surface of water. Here, essay example, Vallisneria. Actually, here Vallisneria is a dioecious plant, means male and female plants are separately present. Right? Here, male flowers floats on the surface of flower. Male flowers means male flowers, they consist of pollen grains. So here male flowers or pollen grains float on the surface of water because the specific gravity of pollen grain is equal to that of water. So easily float on surface of water. And after maturity of female flower, stigma reaches up to the water surface and reach up to these pollen grains, thus the pollination process takes place, right? That is the example of Vallisneria. So in this process, pollination process takes place above the surface. The next time, entomophily. What is meant by entomophily? Pollination process takes place by insect, then it is called entomophily, and the plants are called as entomophilous plants. It is a most common type of pollination because it takes place by the insect, and in insects again near above 80% pollination takes place by the bees, right? So see which adaptations are present in flower. Here the flowers are large and attractive, and if they are small, then they are produced in a group or inflorescence. Then the flowers have attractive bright color, pleasant fragrance and nectar, right? Then in some plants, additional modifications are made for attraction of insects for the pollination process. For example, see petaloid bracts in Bougainvillea. You know the Bougainvillea. So in Bougainvillea, petaloid bracts are present which show the different types of the colors, right? So here the petaloid bract in Bougainvillea or corona in flower, means that is the corolla, these are present in the tubular forms with an attractive color. So some modifications are also present in the flowers for the attraction of insects. Then next, pollen grains are spiny or rough. Then stigma is sticky. Example, jasmine, salvia or bougainvillea. Then next type, ornithophily. When the pollination takes place by the birds, it is called as ornithophily. What is ornithophily? When the pollination process takes place by the birds, then it is called as ornithophily, and the plants are called as ornithophilous plants. Again here, as the pollination takes place by the birds, so the flowers are large with thick and fleshy floral parts. Then corolla is tubular or funnel shape. Flowers are bright color. Here the flowers lack fragrance because birds have poor sense of smell. So here the fragrance is absent in flower. But the flower produce large amount of the sugary nectar which is used as a drink by the birds. Then pollen grains are sticky. Stigma is also sticky, right? So these are the some adaptations for ornithophilous flowers. Example of the birds, that is the sunbird, hummingbird, crows or bulbul, and the example of plants like begonia, then bombyx, right? These are the some examples of these ornithophilous plants. Then next type, chiropterophily. The pollination process which takes place by the bats, then it is called as chiropterophily. Okay. If the pollination process takes place with the help of bat, then it is called as chiropterophily, and the plants are called as Chiropterophilus plants. So here, which adaptations shown by the flowers? First, here the flowers are large, stout and rough. Okay. So here the flower why the flowers are large? Because the pollination process takes place by the bats, and due to this the flowers are large and stout, or these are the strong, because the bats can hold on to the flowers. Then Chiropterophilus plants are nocturnal and open their flowers during the night time, because the bats, these are also nocturnal. So here the flowers are opened during the night time, and here the flowers emits the rotten fruit like smell, right? And due to this smell the bats, they easily attract toward these flowers. Then flower produce the large amount of the nectar and large quantity of the pollen grains. Example of these Chiropterophilus plants, for example, Bahunia, Kigelia, Kadamba. These are some examples of these Chiropterophilus plants. Okay, so these are the different types of pollination depending on the type of pollinating agents. Which one? कौन से टाइप्स हमने देखे? फर्स्ट, एनेमोफिली. व्हाट इज एनेमोफिली? व्हेन पॉलिनेशन टेक्स प्लेस बाय wind. एनेमोफिली, wind. हाइड्रोफिली, water. Then next, entomophily, insects. Ornithophily by birds, and chiropterophily by bats. Right? Students, actually this pollination is totally theoretical parts. So you revise again, or you read these parts again from the textbook. And remember, you revise all the topics. First one, that is Anatropous oocyte. Then next one, development of female gametophyte, and also this pollination. Students, this chapter, that is the reproduction in lower and higher plant, is very important chapter. So you read it carefully, right? Line to line, you read it carefully. Okay, students.